What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk on Tap. We're here. You can find daily videos Monday through Friday covering all the four major sports leagues, whether that be NFL, MLB, like you see on the screen, NHL, or NBA, games, news, highlights, all that fun stuff. And for everyone that doesn't know, MLB, we're basically recapping all the scores and important news that happens. And Monday was the start of some crucial series. But Nick, even though Tuesdays typically suck, it always hits different when your team does pick up a big win.
Oh, yeah. And, looking at the scorecard here for the Red Sox, I didn't even realize they had 18 hits. I knew they hit the ball pretty well last night. I didn't realize they had 18 hits. So,
Yeah, that is
the offense last night.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell, said it quickly off mic, but Paxton, 2 solid starts since coming over the Red Sox, so maybe could have a valuable piece to the team to help make them push and, just be one of those guys, the 4 through 5 that can, contribute to winning baseball and just pitch yourself. You don't need, you're not asking for no hitters, but just, solid starts where you're giving your team a chance to win every game. And that's what he's been doing so far. And the Red Sox provided more than enough offense, clearly, to give them some run support. So a big win in a crucial state against a team in the Kansas City Royals that is very good at home. So, Nick, like I said, my ideal scenario was Boston to win 2 out of 3 in this series. So part 1 of that is complete. But, hopefully 1 out of the next 2.
Yeah, I mean, for you, if I'm looking at it from a Twins fan's perspective, is obviously you want the Twins to sweep, and then, the Red Sox to win 2 out of 3. That's best case scenario.
Because I don't want the Red Sox, all of a sudden, making up so much ground where they sweep it, and then, as much as I would like that.
Games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then you start gaining us. But a game, we can afford that, and the Royals pump back a game in the division, so it's all the more important there. Also, huge win for basically, I guess I can call it for my NL team, my Diamondbacks last night, 7-6 slugfest against the Guardians too. So they are my Diamondbacks for at least the week. And to hit Class A in the 10th inning, obviously went extras, huge, and then to close the door, feels good. Diamondbacks. Have they lost in a week or something? Needs to be studied.
They've been red hot coming out.
Or they at least have been winning every series. I'm not expecting a sweep of the Guardians. That's obviously a lot to ask. But if they can win just one more, I'd more than gladly take that as we enter the weekend series. But obviously, huge dub now, and this team that was below 500 for most of the year is almost if they win tonight, they are double-digit games over 500. And how a season could quickly change for a team. Them and the Padres are the perfect example.
Yep. The Padres didn't play yesterday, but we're both looking pretty smart. Not to I don't want to pat ourselves on the back too much, but we said those are the teams that are going to come back. Reds too. Ellie De La Cruz, huge night. I think he had 4 hits and 2 home runs. So
amazing. Marlins 11 hits, only 3 runs.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see Jesus Sanchez hit a 480-foot home run?
I did see the MLB post. I didn't even scroll through it, but I mean, when I heard that, it didn't surprise me. The Marlins, I think, have been more exciting over the past couple of weeks. I'm just bringing up guys like, what's his name, Edward something, the rookie.
Oh, Xavier Edward, the kid that hit for the cycle.
Yeah, so they've just been bringing in some guys. Obviously, it's been a really disappointing season. Obviously, when you trade your Jazz Chisholm, who's obviously been in New York thriving, and Luis Ariz, Mr. 300 above himself. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You always find some good things even in a bad season. With that being said, we move down south where the Rangers pick up a win against the Astros in the 10th inning, extras. So the Rangers take that first game. Nick, Astros bought. They sold the farm for Kikuchi. We didn't really talk about that, but I mean, I think it might be the end of the Astros run. The insanity run might be coming up.
It's tough to say. I counted them out earlier this year, and then all of a sudden they like went crazy hot. So I'm gonna wait until they're out of the playoffs, eliminated. There's quite a few teams ahead of them, I think, in the wild card. So their
Yeah.
chances to win their division, it's between them and Seattle, really, unless the Rangers make a crazy push. But the Rangers haven't looked that great. So it's I don't know. I don't know if it's the offense with the Rangers. I don't know if it's because Kikuchi looked okay in his first start. But yeah, when you give up,
Yeah.
you said that many prospects for a guy who's really not like an ace. It's not. He's not going to be your number
He
two
had
pick.
like a 60 ERA over his last like 2 months starting.
Yeah. So it's
So
not.
yeah.
It's not a groundbreaking pitcher that you want for the next 5 years. It's you kind of picked him up as a rental. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about the Astros losing. But I'm not going to hate on them and say they're done forever either because they've made me look stupid already this year.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. But it's gonna be interesting to see. And Kikuchi did make his start on Friday where he did have 11 Ks and the no decision, but they did pick up the win. So he was actually their last win before their slump. So hopefully getting him back, I think either today or tomorrow will bring a spark. With that being said, we also have to move into my team where it's only fair to talk about the Twins. 3-0, they continue their dominance against the city of Chicago. Yesterday, David Festa had a rough 2 first starts in his MLB career, but like his last 3 to 4 starts, he's been showing a lot of great stuff. And someone we need to fill that Chris Pack role with him on BIL, and he's been exactly just that. And I'd love to see what he did. A big contribute start we needed yesterday. Just some guy, even when the offense, 8 hits, 3 runs, kind of a whatever game. Manny Margot hitting a home run. But overall, just not the best offensive day, especially a guy like Kyle Hendricks, you expect to light up a little bit more. But he provided that start where you just need to grind through one of those Monday night games. No Byron Buxton in the lineup. So Carlos Correa still out. So just finding ways to win. Big dub yesterday, and now a team high 15 games over 500 for the season. Very good, solid work from the boys.
Yep. I saw Carlos Correa had a quote too. I'm sure you saw it where he
Yeah.
believes they have all the talent to win a World Series. So he seems like he's kind of calling his shot. He believes in the team. That's all it takes. That's
We've
all it
touched
takes.
on it before. I'm not sure they quite have the pitching. I think if Pablo Lopez is back to his, Cy Young caliber form, him, Bailey Ober, Joe Wright, I think that's a good 1, 2, 3. I think the depth after that is a little bit funky, but hitting wise, I absolutely agree. Just because we've talked about their starting lineup 1 through 9. It's like you have at the number, like for the longest time, Byron Buxton was hitting bottom of the order, like number 8 with like an 850 OPS. Just this lineup, you have a different versatility. Willie Castro, Correa, Miranda hitting 330, Royce Lewis fully healthy. It becomes a problem. Matt Wallner got called back up, almost 1,000 OPS. It's absurd what this team has depth wise, and just different guys to rely upon, and just guys like Max Kepler hitting bottom of the order with like 260 averages. The depth of this lineup is insane, and we've touched on that. And it's been a good thing because they've never been fully healthy. But if Correa comes back, God forbid Royce Lewis doesn't suffer an injury or Byron Buxton, this team, hitting wise, can go for with anyone.
Yep. They've got I don't think any team would want to pitch against them in the playoffs. Obviously, what the Twins have in their rotation is, it starts with Pablo Lopez. Like if he's not going, then it's going to be tough for them to pick up the slack. But if he's
He's
going,
been really good since the All-Star break. So I'm not worried about Pablo. But as of right now, I saw a couple Twins broadcasts saying Game 1 starts tomorrow. They want to give Bailey Ober the ball. So that'd be interesting. I'd probably go. I would still, if he plays the rest of the season, I'd probably go Pablo Game 1, mainly Bailey Game 2, Joe Game 3, something like that. But
now,
overall, big dubs.
now we get into
The White Sox called their shot, saying their streak's going to end tonight. But, into the White Sox credit, they only hold them to 4 hits, but it's the White Sox, so they're still going to let up 5 runs somehow. Lamont Butler, I saw went deep. So, and
I'm
overall, the
pretty
White
sure.
Sox.
I'm pretty sure it might have been the first run of the game was a drop third strike, and the Athletics scored on it.
Yeah,
So that kind of sums everything up.
that sums up the White Sox. Whenever I scale, like they only said yesterday it was 1 error against the Twins. It was probably like 4, and there was probably like 3 more errors today that they're just not counting anymore, mainly because the White Sox and the MLB knows how bad they are. They don't want to write it on anymore. But yeah, 27-88. That streak doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. So the Athletics taking care of business, and I don't if they, I assume, are able to win these next 2, Nick. I mean, it's not the best season, but if you were to tell Athletics fans that they were going to be like 50-67 with like semi-competent offense and some decent pitching, this is a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, I can see them finishing with like 60, 65 wins. I still think they're going to get pretty close to the 100 loss column just because they're pitching. But I think this team, compared to their teams the past few years, is much more competitive. Like they have offensive pieces. Brent Rooker's been great. Lawrence Butler's been red hot since coming off the All-Star break, really like the past month. So yeah, it's really just, it's tough when your team is moving, when the owners don't want you to win, like they're not helping you out. So it's tough because they just don't have the pieces. But
yeah, it's not the best season, but it's a good way to go out in Oakland. This team has definitely been much better than, like you said, probably since 2021 when they were finally decent. Before they sold off the whole thing of Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, and all that.
Yeah.
With that being said, obviously the final game, probably one of the series of the years. Phillies, Dodgers continue great stuff. And pick up a big win. Phillies are still in that slump. We thought maybe that last one against Seattle could pull them out, and this was a close game. Just down to the wire, 9-8 hits. 5-3 score. But Glasnow picked up the win, and obviously Philly couldn't overcome that big third inning that was for the Dodgers. So overall, they're able to hang on, get some late run insurance to just pick up the win. But it's going to be a good series. Hopefully, if you're Philly, you can at least just win one.
Right. It seemed like it's crazy. It seemed like at the All-Star break, Phillies were going to run away with the best record, and now all of a sudden they're tied up with the Dodgers. Yankees have the better record.
We may have to do some power rankings of who are our favorites in baseball to win. Because last time we did this about like a little bit over a month ago, we had the Phillies consensus number 1.
Yep.
I think things would be different now, but maybe we'll have to do that at some point throughout the week. But obviously, we head into today's games where there's going to be more series starting. But obviously, the big ones like Red Sox, Royals, Twins, Cubs, D-backs, Guardian starts.
Eduardo Rodriguez, he's getting his first start today, so let's see.
Yeah, that'll be great. Padres, Pirates. Nick, your Padres going to get hot. We have an AL East battle.
On the mound. I love it. Dylan Cease been the best pitcher the past 3 weeks.
We have Orioles, Blue Jays, Angels, Yankees. So Yankees should get back on a good winning side.
I'm going to say, sorry to interrupt you real quick, but I'm going to say not live bet, but Jazz Chisholm's hitting his first home Yankees home run tonight against the Angels.
We'll come back to that tomorrow. That might be the front foot if it just doesn't happen.
He's going to go like 0 for 4.
Yeah, that's 3 strikeouts. But who knows? Yeah, maybe Jazz Chisholm see his first home run. Mets, Rockies, so Mets can continue the momentum they've built up, basically since early June. So that'll be great. And overall, a lot of great series continuing. Can the Phillies even the series, or can the Dodgers win the series tonight? Should be very fun. And then obviously, my Twins, we got Pablo on the mound versus Imanaga. So I'm very excited to see that matchup. I think overall I'll just be really curious to see how it plays out. But with that being said, should be very fun. Can the White Sox streak end tonight, or will the Rays continue that beat down?
This is a pitching duel right here.
Yeah,
versus
that's the only way to describe it. A duel of pitchers. Didn't say it had to be, the best pitching, but it's a duel. And we'll see who comes out. Give me the Athletics, though. I think 99% of the world would say the Athletics as well. Well, that being said, it should be very fun, and we'll obviously be here to recap all the games tomorrow. But make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. We'll catch you next one. Peace.